the Winnerz Circle Sports Talk Show hosted by NEVIDEO Entertainment.
My favorite player throws the alley-oop. Got cameras everywhere.
Hello and welcome to the Winnerz Circle Sports Talk Show hosted by NEVIDEO Entertainment. Today, going to be a rundown of our first show for the spring. I'm here. My name is Ashan, a.k.a. The Main Event, and I'm here with
Trey Johnson
and Devin Reale.
Today we're going to focus on hot topics in sports, NCAA, college, baseball, you name it. It's your New England sports talk show right here.
Paul turns the other way. Paul out of his boots and hits a faraway jump shot.
First, we're going to go ahead and jump into our topic of the week right now since it's March and, well, March is over, but it's March Madness still. We're down to the Final Four right now out there in Indiana. Today we're going to talk a little bit about predictions and what are you guys feeling about the Final Four and in the heavy favorite Kentucky. Trey, let's talk about that. The All-NBA Kentucky versus Wisconsin.
Two fleets of NBA stars is the first thing that comes out to my mind. A lot of firepower behind Coach Calipari, who's done a magnificent job as far as bringing the team together, having one common goal and everything like that. So I think they're going to go far. I think they're going to win it all, my personal opinion.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Trey. I mean, you look at Kentucky's team last year, and obviously they were dominant. UConn obviously pulled the upset and won last year. Calipari, he recruits to have his players go into the NBA after the first year. That's just how he is, and that's his strategy. This year, I do think they beat Wisconsin, very close game, but the Duke Blue Devils will, I think, take it this year.
Duke.
Absolutely.
Duke, huh?
Absolutely.
Everyone has 67% Kentucky winning, and you come out with Duke, huh?
Yeah,
well,
of
let's talk about that matchup between Michigan State and Duke. With the Hall of Fame coach, possibly Tom Izzo and his troops, because personally they don't have any star players, or all NBA players, of all the other three teams that are remaining. They're probably the least talented, but probably the hardest working team at the number 7 seed.
Well, I look at Mike Krzyzewski, and I know this past week he was saying that Travis Trice from Michigan State has been playing out of his mind. And I think, with him and Valentine, the big, power forward there with Michigan State, they're going to give Duke, the run for their money. But Tyus Jones, Quinn Cook, and those guys, Jahlil Okafor, I think it's just too much for Michigan State in this far.
Arguably one of the best big men in college basketball,
Correct.
Okafor.
Very
Absolutely.
much so. Very much so.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing probably the matchup of the day, which is Brandon Dawson against Justice Winslow. Those two guys right there, right now, in my opinion, it's going to be a very explosive matchup based on both of them play defense. Dawson will give you a little bit of outside shooting, plus he can go down and bang in the paint. But Justice is just – I look at Justice as a left-hand LeBron sometimes, the way he can just go coast to coast at any given point in time. So I think that's going to be a really good matchup. But again, Trice, he is playing out of his mind right now. If those three-pointers can keep going down the way they have been going down, it could be very interesting. Me, on this other hand, I think Duke will pull it out. It will be probably a close game, but we shall see.
Let's go.
Anything can happen.
Coaching is going to be very, very important here. You got some
Very.
really legendary coaches, here in the Final Four. You got Izzo, Calipari, Krzyzewski.
Right.
How big is this stage for Calipari's reputation at this time?
Reputation, I think, is huge for Calipari. He's had plenty of opportunities to go into the NBA and coach there. And he's decided to stay with college because that's just passion. That's what he loves to do.
Sure.
And you look at last year with them going against UConn and obviously the upset. And this year, if they do not win it, you got to think Calipari's reputation. You get to the championship twice and you don't win it. You look at it, what's next for him?
Yeah, because he got out coach last year. Shout out to Kevin Ollie, man. UConn Husky Nation, man. We're here, man. It's
year.
Hollywood, man. Had to plug my guy,
Yes, sir.
Coach
Yes,
Kevin
sir.
Ollie. That's my guy right there.
Yes, sir.
But his legacy could be on the line with this Final Four appearance here because they did lose in the championship of last year.
Yeah.
And now they're undefeated now, which is a huge, huge undertaking because only one other team in college history, well, currently, was the Indiana Hoosiers.
1976.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, how big is this stage really for Kentucky at this time?
It's going to be huge because based on, his past records and everything like that, the 2010 team, he's always going to be compared to right now. And based on, them going undefeated, I would have liked for them to have lost maybe one game just to see how it feels to lose. But now the pressure is on now because there's only 2 games left. So at the end of the day, legacy is going to be in the back of Calipari's mind, and he really knows. I think he really knows what to do to get this team to play up to expectations, and I think that's why I have a feeling that they might win the whole thing.
Now, if they do go 40-0, do you think they still will be compared? I mean, not obviously they'll be compared to the 1976 Indiana Hoosiers, but will they be
Greatest of all time?
the greatest of all time? I don't know.
UNLV is still up there to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
I still like
UNLV.
honestly, you still got the Duke Blue Devils
That
with
too.
Christian Laettner, and then you still got the
92.
Fab Five,
Yeah,
right?
that
Even
too.
though they didn't
Yep.
win it,
That too.
still one of the greatest college teams ever to play.
Correct.
Then you got those UNLV teams, that look really good with Larry Johnson and
But
those
again,
guys.
it's always going to come back down to 2010 with everybody who's been in the NBA and being successful. The John Walls, the DeMarcus Cousins, and those guys. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a toss up.
Final predictions right now. Final four. Mike Krzyzewski, 1,000 wins. Taking on Michigan State. Who do you want to go with that matchup?
Duke. Definitely.
Duke, definitely.
Yes, correct.
So now, with Kentucky all on the line, undefeated versus Wisconsin, the big man, Kaminsky, and their other guards, their efficient offense, you're going to go with
Got to go Kentucky.
Kentucky. They're just deep at all positions.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Just too much for the Badgers.
They might even have people in the stands playing for them, so it doesn't really matter.
Prediction?
I got Kentucky.
Kentucky.
And Wisconsin obviously is going to be tough. Frank Kaminsky and Sam Dekker scored 27 points against Arizona last week. And the guy is going to be a star in the NBA, in my opinion. But I got Kentucky and Duke in the final. So.
Kentucky, Duke. Final prediction? 2-15.
Kentucky all the way.
Kentucky.
Go blue.
Duke.
And go blue the other way. Blue Devils.
Blue Devils, all
to
right.
beat them. So.
There you have it. Our 2015 March Madness predictions. The Winnerz Circle Sports Talk Show hosted by NEVIDEO
My
Entertainment.
favorite player throws the alley-oop. Got cameras everywhere.